Yeah, let's just get into what you do, man. Like, what got you into filmmaking?
Um, there was never a time that I wasn't into filmmaking. I always loved movies. I didn't know that I wanted to make films, um, but I knew that I liked films. But I mean, even then, early, like it was like 8 years old that I was like, oh, I want to do that. And it was actually like um, for like most of my childhood, I couldn't get past the first scene of Jaws, um, and I tried several times. I was like, I gotta see this movie. People like it. And then finally, when I finished it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's what I want. That's what I want to. I want to make Jaws for the rest of my life because it's like it's funny and it's scary and it's at its core, it's about a guy who's just trying to do the best job he can do or whatever. And I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite movie, but it's the movie that got me into wanting to make films.
I mean, Bruce is on your iPhone wallpaper, so that's got to say something, right?
Yeah, and I've got. You probably can't see. I don't really do like pops.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see in the corner. I've got a couple pops. Those are Blade Runner pops, which is my other, definitely my favorite movie. But I do
Hmm.
have the Jaws Funko Pop. I was like at Target. I was like, yeah, I got to get that. So,
That's awesome. What are some other movies that's really inspired you?
um, Apocalypse Now is probably up there, top 10, top five maybe. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I really love like Kubrick. I love like the kind of the golden age. I think the 70s is like considered like the golden age of film, and
Mm.
a lot of films in that area. And then I mean like the 80s, and even like people say like they don't make films like they used to, and that's fine to say that, but I mean they're still making amazing films like just last year, The Lighthouse or Midsummer or a bunch of just like A24 like is kind of where a lot of my favorite films right now, like I'd say like pretty consistently throughout the last like 5 or so years, my top films of the year have been A24 films. And Neon also does really great. They did Parasite. They did Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which is was in theaters, but obviously now no theaters are open right now. But you can see Portrait of a Lady on Fire on Hulu, and I thought it was fantastic.
I've not seen that, but I heard good things.
It's good.
So
It's
definitely
a
want to watch that.
slow burn film, um, beautiful cinematography, really good writing, great performances. There's like three people in the whole film, so it's like I love seeing a thing like The Lighthouse, or because like right now I'm trying to write a feature with as few like cast members and as few like because I want to do it for basically nothing. And so seeing something like The Lighthouse or Portrait of a Lady on Fire or even Parasite, like which like they obviously had a budget, but it's still like very small cast, very like small,
It's a
simple.
very condensed film.
Yeah,
It's clear that it didn't have a huge budget. Obviously, it's not a blockbuster, but I feel like that's just a testament to how like little you need to make an impactful film.
yeah. Like The Lighthouse is like one location, two people, kind of three. Parasite was like what, like eight people, two locations, like, and winning Best Picture is not necessarily the most prestigious thing I think right now in film at the Oscars or whatever, but like to capture it, it blew me away. It was one of my top five of last year, and so I love that. That's kind of like
I would
happy.
love to see more high profile actors in very low budget movies. Like that makes me think of what was it called? Knight Rider with
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
yeah,
That movie is amazing, and it had such a little budget, and it was the dude's like very first like film. Whoever directed it, I forget his name, but that was one of my favorite films that year, and it was just Jake Gyllenhaal being an insane dude, and it was just a fantastic story.
yeah. I yeah, night, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was
All the yes.
all the yes. Jake Gyllenhaal is awesome. I feel like because it's like people. I think that like he kind of
Nightcrawler, that was the name.
Nightcrawler. Yeah. Because it was like, is it an X-Men movie? It's like no, it's not an X-Men movie.
Yeah. Knight Rider felt right, but I was wrong.
I'm surprised they haven't made a Knight Rider movie though. Like all the.
I'm gonna make it right now.
There you go. I mean, you could. I feel like if you did like the cool vaporwave '80s aesthetic with Knight Rider, I feel like you would be able to knock it out of the park.
Absolutely, Ryan Gosling. If you're watching this, I want you, please. I know it'll be a complete knockoff of Drive, but I need you, man.